Welcome to the School Jotter Podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're joined by Sean Gilligan, founder of Webanywhere. Sean's story is one of perseverance, creativity, and building a global business from the ground up. Welcome, Sean.
Thanks, Alex. I'm excited to be here.
Sean, let's start with your school years. You've mentioned that your early academic journey was tough. How did those experiences shape you?
It's true, Alex. I struggled with reading in my early years and often found myself at the bottom of the class. It wasn't easy, but those challenges taught me the value of persistence and the importance of asking for help. I'll always be grateful to Mrs. Devlin, a family friend who helped me with my reading. It wasn't glamorous work reading books meant for younger kids, but it was a foundation that allowed me to catch up. I remember vividly when my dad looked at my test scores at the end of primary school. He started with page 1. Where's Sean? Nothing. Page 2, still no sign of me. Page 3, nope. And then there I was, finally on page 4. Honestly, I wasn't surprised. In primary school, I was a daydreamer. My head was always somewhere else, and my focus wasn't where it needed to be. I think my dad felt a bit guilty about it. Being a teacher himself, he probably expected me to have made more progress, but the reality was that I hadn't. Looking back, it was a tough moment, but one that also planted the seed for change. It reminded me, and maybe my dad too, that sometimes progress takes longer, and that's okay as long as you keep moving forward.
Was there a moment when things started to turn around for you?
Absolutely. When I got to secondary school, 2 subjects stood out: science and computing. I became fascinated with computers and even started helping teachers with desktop publishing. That gave me confidence and showed me that I could excel if I focused my efforts. Those subjects paved the way for my later success.
One standout moment for you was your GCSE results. What did achieving those grades mean to you?
Oh, it was a pivotal moment. After years of feeling behind, I managed to earn 5 A's, 4 B's and 2 C's. I remember sprinting home to share the news with my mum, and the joy on her face was unforgettable. It was a clear reminder that hard work pays off and that resilience can take you further than natural talent alone.
But university brought new challenges, didn't it?
It did. I scraped into York University to study chemistry, but it wasn't smooth sailing. My final grade was a 2-2, which felt like a setback at the time. But looking back, it taught me that success isn't always linear. Sometimes it's about taking what you've learned and pivoting towards something you're truly passionate about.
After university, you didn't follow the typical career path. Instead, you turned to the Yellow Pages. Tell us about that.
Yes, I emailed companies directly from the Yellow Pages. It was unconventional, but it worked. I landed a role at Team Talk, a sports website company, during the dot-com boom. That experience gave me my first taste of the digital world and business, teaching me valuable skills in web development and online media. When redundancies hit, I didn't let it defeat me. Instead, I saw it as an opportunity to explore new challenges. My next role was with John Cordwell, the mobile phone billionaire, in Stoke-on-Trent. Working for one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the UK was an eye-opener. It showed me the pace and ambition required to succeed in business. After that, I took on an IT contract at Eggbank, diving into the world of financial services and honing my technical expertise further. Each of these roles shaped me in different ways and gave me the confidence to eventually start my own business. I knew I had the skills, and now it was time to put them to work on my own terms.
And that's how Webanywhere started?
Exactly. I saw that schools needed better websites, and I knew I could help. I started from my parents' house building sites for local schools. Those early days were all about reinvesting everything I made back into the business. Over time, we expanded into building online learning solutions initially for secondary schools, but then for businesses in the UK and the USA.
Webanywhere didn't just grow in the UK. You expanded internationally into America and into Poland. What were the key lessons from that experience?
Patience and adaptability were key. When we first expanded to the US, we moved too quickly, setting up an office without fully understanding the market. That taught us to take a more measured approach. For instance, when expanding into Poland, we hired remote talent first and only opened an office once we had proof of concept. These experiences shaped our strategy and made us stronger.
And what about the cultural differences when working internationally? How did you navigate those?
It's about understanding and respecting different ways of working. For example, in Poland, we found a deep pool of technical talent, but communication styles were different from what we were used to in the UK. Building trust and being open to learning from others was essential. It's amazing how much you can grow as a leader by working with people from diverse backgrounds.
One thing that stands out about Webanywhere is your ability to adapt, innovate, and take risks. Why has that been such a focus for you?
For me, adapting and innovating isn't just about growing a business, it's about staying ahead and creating opportunities. Whether it's in UK, USA, or Poland, we've always taken calculated risks to support local talent and meet changing market demands. Even during tough times, innovation has been at the heart of what we do. Whether it was entering new markets or pivoting to new technologies, it's always been about building something sustainable while empowering the people who make it happen. Taking risks is part of creating something meaningful. It's how you push boundaries and stay resilient.
That's incredibly inspiring. How do you balance the demands of business with your personal life, especially as a family man?
It's not always easy, but family is my anchor. When my son Joseph was born, it put everything into perspective. Business success is important, but it pales in comparison to the love and well-being of your family. I've learned to lean on my wife, Claire, who's been a rock for me. Sharing challenges and celebrating wins with her has been invaluable.
Before we wrap up, what advice would you give to listeners who want to stretch their potential and grow, whether personally or professionally?
First, never underestimate the power of persistence. Talent is important, but hard work and determination will take you further. Second, don't fear failure. It's one of the best teachers. Finally, surround yourself with good people who share your values and vision. They'll lift you up and help you navigate the tough times.
That's fantastic advice. Sean, thank you for sharing your journey with us today. It's been incredibly inspiring.
Thanks, Alex. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to our listeners for joining us on the School Jotter podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in next time for more stories.